Good morning. You're watching Rappler.com's live stream of the MMDA Metro Manila-wide shake drill or earthquake drill. We are here today. We're going to live stream the whole drill, which starts at 10:30 a.m. I am a management expert for about 22 years, Doc,
Yes,
right?
yes, that's right.
Yes,
that's
yeah.
right.
So, Doc, please tell us today, what do you expect to happen?
Okay, yeah. Today will be a very, very interesting day. It's the first time in in history
Right.
that we will be conducting a Metro Manila-wide
First time in history, though.
drill. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, Metro
interesting.
Manila-wide drill. No, in Metro Manila we have about 12 million people. Okay, and we're hoping. I'm Manila goes. Okay, but Cavite, Batangas, uh, the Cordillera
Right. Coming.
are we that.
But like you said, Doc, like you were seeing all the preparations before you saw the script of today's drills.
Yes.
Do you think that the Metro Manila is ready for the next earthquake?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to assess today. It's the first drill. They are ready in terms of attitude. Okay, they have the proper attitude, the awareness. No, I should say. No, and I must commend Rappler and the MMDA. The awareness of this drill is unbelievable. No, if you ask me, unbelievable. I was coming down from the elevator today, in my condominium, and the people inside the elevator were talking about the drill.
Interesting.
Okay?
Yeah.
And because I know there's difficult parking here along MMDA, I took a cab, and even the taxi driver knew that there was a.
That's good. That's a good sign,
drill.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a good sign. So, attitude-wise, yes, no, very good. I think we can say we're relatively prepared. No? The skills we have to. Which is a skill. That will be put to the test today.
What would you like to see happen, especially within the different teams operating today?
Okay. There are a number of scenarios that have been set up, no? From evacuation from land, evacuation from sea, fires, collapsed structure, collapsed building, no? Medical injuries, no? High-rise evacuation. There's a lot of scenarios that are lined up. Individually, the groups undertaking it might be knowledgeable, but when you expand this, no, when you
Scale it up.
scale it up, yeah,
Right.
no?
Yeah.
What can we actually do realistically? Okay, and the thing here is we assess truthfully what our resources and what our capabilities are, no? And then look into what may happen, worst case scenario, and then you will see that there will be a gap.
Right.
There will be a gap of what is needed and what we have. Our future plans will be to fill in that gap.
Right. And for the benefit, Doc, of our viewers back home, what should they do if an earthquake strikes, or at least at 10:30 today?
Okay. For you guys at home, participate in the drill. Okay. Listen to the siren or listen to the tone at 10:30. Be aware of what's happening. If you have to evacuate, no, at least try to go through the motions of evacuating, going through, getting out of your house, a backpack or what, with food, water, probably a blanket, shelter, flashlight, whistle, maybe important documents, okay, telephone numbers and all.
And where should they head to?
They head to the when the sirens begin, or when 10:30 comes, you this drop and hold.
Okay.
When the earth shakes, I can tell you now that you are going to fall. You are going to fall down. So getting close to the ground as possible
Right.
is the most important thing.
It's like you feel dizzy, right?
Yes, you feel dizzy, you won't be able to stand up.
Okay.
The thing is, you try to go as low as you can. Okay, that's what we call duck. Okay, to go down, to duck. You see, the earth cannot. Okay, now, as much as possible again, I'd like to teach that you have to survive individually. No,
Be
as an
self-sufficient?
individual, yes, you have to be
Okay.
self-sufficient. But all of us have families as well, no, to take care of. Okay, so make sure that even your families, no, your children, your parents, brothers, sisters, friends, kasambahay, no, that they are also aware, so they and you will all survive together. Okay. You can always say, move out. No, something's falling on you, no? And you're aware. Okay, if you can move to the left or right. No? You can make ilag in short. Okay, and as soon as the ground stops shaking, in our drill it's in about 45 seconds.
Right.
No? You grab your emergency bag, and then you head out the nearest exit to a safe area. To a safe area. As much as possible, this safe area you have to know where you are. Okay, if you're on top of a bridge, no, there's a possibility of the bridge collapsing.
Right.
So you try to get out of the bridge immediately. If you're on top of the bridge and there is traffic, no, and you're at a standstill, get out of your car, turn the engine off, and get out of the bridge.
Okay.
Now, if you're under an overpass, get out of that area also because the overpass might fall. Okay? Now, let's say you're just on a regular overpass. Signal to the then pull to the side. Stop the car and wait for the shaking to stop. Okay? Then you assess the situation. Are the roads okay? No? Are you okay? You know, if you think you're in a dangerous area because you're beside a tall building that may collapse or a lamp post, no, electrical post, then what you can do is turn off the engine, step out of the car, and look for a
safe spot.
safe area.
Safe spot. Yes.
Okay, and then you can stay there for a while. No, don't rush back. You don't have to rush back into your home, into your office, or into your car.
Because a lot of accidents do happen when you go back in, right?
Yes. And aside from that, there is what you call aftershocks. Okay? The first earthquake or the first shock might destroy or might partially destroy a building or a post or a house. No? And the aftershock, if it's large, a second shock might actually really just
Collapse.
make it crumble. No?
I see.
So many people actually get injured and many people die during the aftershocks. Okay? And the aftershocks can come a minute before, an hour before, a day before, or even a week before. So don't rush. That's the reason why we're telling you to prepare a bag. Okay? Just in our left outside your house for a number of days.
I see.
Yeah. This is what we call a go bag. No?
Yeah.
It's good if you can prepare a bag that at least will keep you alive, safe, and healthy for about 72 hours. Okay?
Okay.
Hopefully, and safe to go back. You should know. Okay? Call your friends, call your family, no? Ask if they're safe, if you can even get to them. No? If not, you walk to the nearest safe residence or haven, no? where you can go, or go to an evacuation center, no? where the local governments will be taking care of you there. You'll have food, you'll have a place to sleep, no? You'll have water, you'll have your hygiene needs taken care of.
So the critical hours you're saying is 72 hours? Is
Yes.
that for
Well, when you're when Yolanda came, or G1, when a big calamity strikes, everybody is a victim. So your firemen are victims.
Right.
Your policemen are victims. Your rescuers are victims. No? I belong to a rescue squad. Okay? And we give ourselves 48 hours to go back to our families, check our families, take care of them, bury the dead if ever, and then come back for rescue. Rescue will be taken. You should be able to take care of yourself. I'm not promising that after 72 hours someone will come and rescue you.
No.
No promise.
You can't guarantee that.
Cannot guarantee, which is why it's important that we work with our neighbors, we work with our extended families, we work with our barangays and communities. Because the more you are working on one thing, the more success, the more chance. You
Come-
plan. Squashed, or fractured. Wouldn't I like to have my neighbor be able to do first aid on me
Right.
and treat me? And if the answer is yes, then you do unto your neighbor what you would want them to do unto you. So you learn first aid as well.
Right.
Should your neighbor need first aid, then you can do that. Okay? Now, you can extend if you and your neighbor. It's just a matter of scaling up, really. You survive, okay? To survive, to let you survive. Let them learn. That's supposed to. No? The scientists say it's supposed to, but we're not sure. Nobody can tell. It may not, it may. No? It is wise to prepare for it.
Of course. I mean, you never know when this will happen. And in fact, the reason why we're doing this earthquake drill today is because scientists have determined that Metro Manila is pretty much overdue for a large magnitude earthquake, maybe about 7.2.
Yes.
And if that happens, could you explain briefly what's the scenario?
Yeah, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake is considered the West let's say, okay, an intensity 8, okay? It's a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Magnitude is the amount of energy released.
Okay. Yeah.
The intensity is what you feel, okay? So
The shaking, basically.
Yeah. So the 5 volts earthquake intensity scale says that most of Metro Manila will feel it at an intensity 8, which means it's very destructive. Okay? Very destructive. That might feel an intensity 9. Intensity 9 is devastating. Okay? That's devastating.
Okay.
Now, when it shakes, your furniture in your house will move. Okay? The earthquake can rearrange your furniture. You will fall down. That's why the first thing to do is duck, cover, and hold. 40%, it is estimated that 40% of all building structures will be destroyed. Okay? There will be, according to the study, about 50,000 fires. Fires. That's because of gas leaks. Okay. You can imagine this, Zach. No?
Yeah.
There's an earthquake, no power, no electricity. No? If it happens at night, no electricity. You get your flashlight. Some people will light matches. Okay. If you forget to turn off
Your gas
or if the gas line
breaks,
is
ruptures.
broken, and you strike a match, okay, there is a high probability that you will start a fire. Okay. Think of the gas stations.
Or an explosion.
Or an explosion, yeah. stations, filling stations. Okay? We have thousands of them around Metro Manila.
Yeah.
Very prone to fires. So you can imagine after the earthquake, let's okay, you have to survive the aftermath of the earthquake. Okay, so for me, there are two things you have to survive:
Earthquake
the
itself?
earthquake and the aftermath.
I see.
And the aftermath can be a little more.
Sige, Doc. Let's talk about that as
Yeah.
we go along.
Yeah.
We're about 5 minutes away from the actual earthquake drill. Before we go to our live stream cameras, I'd like to remind the audience watching out there that you can follow us on @rappler.com. The Civic Mic or MDA tweet or post them on Facebook at rappler.facebook.com/rappler. And we'll try to answer your questions as well. We're going to be live streaming this at the same time, annotating with our voices what's going to happen. So we'll try to explain to you what's going to happen in the different scenarios that are going to be played out in front of us. And so you can see we're right now in the MMDA Metro base, or the headquarters of the Development Authority. We have the interesting for us. Let's turn it over. Let's go to the CCTV feeds and let's see what's going to happen. And let's try to break it down per event. Okay?
Okay. We have different scenarios all around Metro Manila with CCTVs. You'll be seeing them one at a time, and we'll be annotating there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we'll see you there.
let's see you there. Okay. Let's.
Let us.
So we're still rolling. What can we see now? This is Santolan? Marikina. This is Marikina LRT. And here in the, if I'm correct, this is the east sector.
Yes.
And the east sector, they're going to have several scenarios here. There's going to be that come from the hospitals nearby in Marikina. At the same time, there will probably be, you're talking about flooding earlier, right?
Yes.
It's possible that there might be some flooding.
This area that you see right now is in the LRT station in Santolan. This is in Marikina.
Right.
This is just several meters or a few hundred meters away from the Pasig River.
Right.
Okay. The scenario.
Right.
Bridge collapse.
Okay.
Bridge collapses. They're going to respond. They're going to respond also to people who will fall into the river.
Okay, I see. Yeah, see this. You can see on the right side of your screen. That is going to be the collapsed structure that they have to extricate. I think a family of about 4 or 5, based on the scenario. So all of this have been pre-prepared and scripted. So we'll probably be seeing a rehearsed rescue. But then anything can still happen, right?
Yes. Well, they're doing 2 things, even 3 things.
Yes.
They're doing a collapsed bridge. They're doing extraction from a collapsed structure.
Yes.
And they're doing water rescue.
Okay, now we're 2 minutes to the earthquake drill. We're going to move on to our next live point, which is in Rojas Boulevard.
This is Raja Sulaiman.
Yeah. This is Raja Sulaiman. This is right on the cross Ross Boulevard in front of Manila Bay. What is the scenario here?
The scenario here is extraction by sea.
Okay.
As you know, that's Manila Bay, on the left.
Yeah.
And a major avenue for rescue and relief will be through Manila Bay, through boats.
But won't there be a possibility of a tsunami?
If the West Valley Fault is what we're watching, or the big one, that's on the eastern side of Metro Manila, there will not be a tsunami.
I see. Okay.
There will be a tsunami if it's the Manila Trench.
I see. Okay.
Which is closer to the Manila Bay area.
Okay. So here we hope to see later on at least a lot of the patients being evacuated, and at the same time probably boats coming in to rescue these patients.
Yes,
right?
yes. I understand that many of the diplomats actually
will have to go through the.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've already heard the first warning system. We're going to cycle through the different live points to see right now what will happen. Excitement here in the MMDA Metro base is palpable. It's definitely different from a minute ago, right, Doc?
Yep. People are noisy here.
What's going to happen in the first 45 seconds? What should people be doing right now?
They ring and hold.
People are...
Yep.
There, you can hear the siren. It's loud.
Yeah.
Even people here are covering their ears.
And here in Marikina, okay, are those people from the house?
Yes, I think they're getting in place for the actual rescue.
Okay. They're the supposed dummies.
Right. Oh, as you can see in Asiana Open Field, they're evacuating. See people.
Okay. Yep. And covering their heads and necks.
Yes, I think we need to explain why is the MMDA in Asiana. I think they decided to hold their headquarters here because it's an open field, and like you're saying, this is the possible evacuation site for diplomats.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is. The safest places actually are, it's
now SLEX or Southern Luzon Expressway.
Okay, that's the SLEX.
Yes. From the scenario in SLEX, we have debris. As you can see, people are still holding, and the cars have actually stopped, Doc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that just a picture or?
Stop. Now let's move over to
Mega Mall. That's
Mega Mall, Boulevard. Again,
Boulevard.
cars have actually stopped on EDSA. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I have never seen this where they've actually stopped EDSA traffic.
I'm there always, and the traffic's always stopped because of the
Traffic, not because of the earthquake drill.
Yeah, but this is really exciting.
So you can
This
see,
is really exciting.
some people don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
I guess they've stopped anyway, which
Again,
is good.
and stop.
Okay.
Then you assess and
Move on now to Guapotel or first in. This is along
In
A.
Manila.
Bonifacio in front of Intramuros, and you can see there are actual fires that have started and some smoke coming from the buildings, and some people are already evacuating.
There's a fire on the left, on the ground. There's a fire on the right.
We should see some firemen coming in soon. Over to Asiana, we see some teams from the Philippines. They look like do they look like Red Cross?
From MMDA.
MMDA, yes.
Yeah.
Fire trucks arriving, and you see some helicopters on standby. I think they're from for the evacuation scenario.
Right. For
So, can you talk to us about the incident command system and how this should be operationalized during a disaster?
The incident command system should be pre-planned. Okay. Pre-planned. No? In the command system, meaning there is no doubt on who is in charge. No?
Okay.
That's a thing there. No?
Because it can be chaotic, right?
Yes, it can be chaotic.
As we can see here in the MMDA Workers Inn, you have a lot of the supposedly the
occupants of the building.
Occupants of the building, migrant labor who need places to rest are coming out of the building en masse. It seems very orderly. So
they're not pushing.
Yes.
They're walking fast basically and not running. Okay, that's the way to do it. Okay. I can see children as well. Okay. Mothers carrying or pulling.
And there's you see a drone. Let's go over. Oh wow, this seems to be a very, very energetic evacuation. Should you run during an evacuation?
It depends. No, if you see things falling, no.
Okay.
You run out of the way really. No. If the ground is shaking, you have to be careful
because you might fall and trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Run. Out of the buildings going to the side road of EDSA.
Is there enough space, would you say, along this area?
In that area, there is, especially if the cars stop.
Right,
okay?
right.
Don't run in front of the cars.
Yeah.
You can release. You don't have to cover it.
Yes.
You hold on to other people probably.
Now we're back to Marikina River, and as you can see, people are still ducking.
Yes, because they're still under a road. If you see on the
Right.
left, there's a road.
There could be aftershocks.
Yep, there could be aftershocks. In fact, they shouldn't be staying
Maybe
on
they
the
should
left.
move
They
to
should
the
move
right.
to the grassy area.
I see. Okay.
They should be moving to the grassy area. But the guys on the left are just photographers, I think.
Yeah. They look like they're ducking, but they're just taking pictures of the other people
they are.
ducking. It should.
Now, look at
Here.
all that
Look.
water.
Let's move on to. We have a fire military rolling in.
Yes, they're
Who should be the
military
overall
ambulances.
incident commander in a disaster in Metro Manila? Is it the president of the Philippines?
The president has a final say.
Right.
Okay, but the president need not have these skills.
I see.
Okay, so normally it's the head of the of NDRMC.
NDRMC,
Yeah,
okay.
who calls the shots.
Now we're back at the Workers
And
Inn.
there are still
There
people evacuating.
The fire
that's a
trucks
lot.
have arrived. There are still people evacuating. The recommended set period.
3 minutes.
Okay. I
Okay.
see.
It'll be difficult for those higher stories.
Right.
Okay.
Especially in Makati, the central business districts.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is to move ASAP. Okay.
Right.
Move ASAP. As soon as the ground stops shaking, you move.
There's I think a phrase that staying is death and movement directa. Wait, am I saying it correctly?
Well, we really have.
I see. A lot more people now. Was actually prior to this drill.
Well, the mall normally opens at 10. Yes, it has been
So
open.
they did evacuate
Yes.
even paying customers.
Yeah. And then you see bystanders watching on the left.
Right.
Supposed to the
To the north sector, the north quadrant, and we have here in Veterans Memorial Medical Center Golf Course a staging area for the MMDA. So the MMDA has predicted that the Metro Manila will be divided into 4 quadrants. Could you
Yes,
tell us something
right.
about that?
Right. Because of the earthquake, because of the West Valley Fault running along the Quezon City area, Katipunan, and
Right.
C5, no, that area will be separated. So you can say that C5 and Katipunan will separate Metro Manila from east
West,
and Pasig River will cut Metro Manila north and south.
Right.
Okay,
So the MMDA has established at least 4 to 5 bases of operation whereby they can mobilize resources and
Right.
coordinate with other disaster response groups.
Right. Now, the reason why they chose golf courses is because it has space.
Okay.
Okay. A typical golf course has 50 to 65.
To the open field. And as you can see, there are a lot more from a few minutes ago.
Yes.
Seems like people are still waiting for their cue as to what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't see any movement with the helicopters. I think they're
Not yet.
They're
Not
waiting
yet.
for the right time to either evacuate or to bring in. I know that there's going to be a heli rappel. So rappelling from a helicopter down.
Yeah, maybe they're waiting for that then.
Yeah.
I see another drone up there.
Now, when you do these scenarios, Doc, do you there's on the ground know how many people are injured and know where they are located?
No,
Or
no, no,
scripted
they don't
event?
know.
Yeah.
In this drill,
Yeah.
they most likely have an idea.
Okay.
Okay, but in real life, you won't.
All right.
And
see.
data will be coming in very slow. Communication equipment. Important.
Here's
to
another
coordinate.
staging area. This is the east sector. This is the LR2 depot. And yes,
As I mentioned earlier, when the real big one comes,
right.
there will not be much coordination.
Of course, yes.
So each of these units should be able to perform without any orders from the top. Okay, they should be standalone units. Everything. Barangay should have standalone units, reliant on
The
the incident commander normally stays put. Okay.
is that also at least from the MMDA or from the military?
No,
or
it's from the local
government.
Yes, from the local
So the
government.
local response has to be at the local government level.
Yes. All disasters are local.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Now, what MMDA can do, if you look at the number of employees they have,
Right.
what MMDA can do is teach the local governments. Okay, but eventually this will all be done by the local government. Imagine all those fire trucks you see.
Right. Yeah.
When the big one strikes, the fire trucks may not even be able to move
Because of the traffic,
collapsed
and the
structures.
collapsed
Yeah,
structures, right?
collapsed structures.
I see.
So, like this one.
Let's go back to
Yeah.
Julio Vargas.
Yeah. So now the fire trucks are in. I see another emergency vehicle.
It doesn't seem to, the evacuation doesn't seem to end.
I don't know where they're coming from.
Let's go back to SLEX. Oh, so there
Ah.
gathering happening, trees
trees falling.
maybe toppled electric posts would be the scenario,
Yeah, and I think there's also a vehicle that will get crushed.
or from the skyway,
Oh,
might have
yeah.
possibly skyway, part of the skyway collapsing onto the ground.
Yes, that's a possibility. Although the report of MMIers will show that it is unlikely, because when they built the skyway,
It was
they
tested.
had that in mind already.
I see.
But
Let's go.
it's still possible.
Let's go over to Quezon City Hall. It seems like the employees have evacuated to the center,
Yeah, maybe.
the plaza.
Yeah, and they're all with umbrellas, maybe thinking that in times of rain, bring your umbrella. But I have an umbrella in my go bag.
It's always
Okay.
important to have an umbrella.
I have one.
You don't want to get dark.
Evacuation right there. Hey, this one, look at that. This is
So you see
speedboat.
in Manila Bay, you see like,
Yeah.
are those jet skis or fast boats?
They may actually be rescue boats from the Philippine Coast Guard.
Right.
And they may be, because they're overshooting the area, so I don't know if they're actually
Maybe they're
part of
heading for the corner where Manila Bay meets the American Embassy. We can see still moving in Metro Manila. So after the initial 45 seconds, it seems the roads have been reopened. But I can see now not as much traffic in the points that are normally
even here, Ross Boulevard.
right.
not
Yeah.
much.
So people have decided to stay home and avoid all of the anticipated traffic. Maybe.
or they were required to be in their offices
That's very interesting.
for the drill. At least
Back
for
to
1
Veterans
hour.
Memorial. Participated.
That's a lot. That's percent of the total population. Okay.
Aha. So we see here now the helicopters in Asiana Open Field
Yeah.
are starting to
That's
start their engines.
Okay, that's a high-rise crane.
Okay. Do you think the high-rise cranes in the Philippines can actually reach the height, the
Well,
tall buildings in Makati?
up to the 10th floor. No?
So you're saying
only
up to the 10th
floor. Yes. Anywhere more, you'll have to think of something else.
floor?
I have one issue with to the hospitals or
Yeah.
they should be prepared to walk. Okay.
I see.
You'll be carrying. That's why we did that march. Okay.
The rescue march.
Yeah, the
yes.
rescue march, because it's going to be a walk. They most likely will not come in through ambulances.
Because the roads will be damaged.
Correct. Yeah, the roads will be closed. See, this is a tank.
Now, back in the LRT2 depot, they've actually set up these tents. And these tents, I think I can read it, it says Incident Command Post.
Okay, that's their command center.
So this is where everyone has to report to in terms of rescue teams and responder
Probably
teams?
so, yes,
Yeah.
for coordination
I see.
purposes.
I see. Okay.
what they will do with the uh,
Yeah.
passengers, I'm not sure. I think they're going to hold them first. Okay.
Okay.
I understand that if it happens, no, and you are in the train, no, the train will go all the way to the next station
Okay.
and immediately let all the passengers off.
Yes, yes. Well, could you tell us briefly, like, what if you were injured and there is no nearby hospital or nurse or doctor? What's the
Yes.
first thing you should take care of or pay attention to?
Okay. Wait.
Oh, the
Car is expressway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's say you were in that car and you got out, but you were injured and there's
Yeah.
no one to help you. What
Yeah.
is the first thing you should look at?
You should be able to treat yourself. no?
Okay.
First aid. The aid, how
Okay.
okay? Because you can do that on your own. You can stop bleedings on your own. Okay.
What do you need? Do you need any special
Pressure.
equipment?
No.
Just pressure.
Yeah. All pressure can actually stop bleeding.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
There may come a point where you use what we call a tourniquet.
Yeah, but that's should be a last resort. I
Yeah,
understand.
should be last resort. Last resort. Okay. Stop the bleeding and get away from the danger. Okay.
Okay. So we're back to workers in. This is along.
We're going to evacuate. There are a number of ways of doing it. You can have a basket,
Okay.
or you can just make a simple harness.
Right.
There is a simpler one, no, where you don't need all of these gadgets. You just need 12 feet of rope. It's called the Swiss harness. It's another good skill to know. So if you're stuck, you can make it on yourself. We teach that as well. No? That's good. What kind of look? They're
think
going to slide him down.
They're going to slide. That is very interesting.
Yeah, it's
Will
like
that's like a. No, no,
because it's quite steep. Okay.
yes,
So
yeah. So I hope the line is tight enough.
Yeah, unless they're
going to wheel him.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wheel him in. No, it's a zip line.
Oh, wow.
It's a
How
double
about-
zip.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
So that's a break. Oh,
Great.
interesting. Do you think that would be the patient, or would that be?
That would be the patient. Yeah. Or
the
that would
va-
be someone that they're rescuing from up in the building. Did you see that? That's worth a slow-mo, really.
Let's move on to another live point. Going back to Villamor Air Base. This will probably be a staging area for the Philippine Air Force, right?
Yeah. Well, Villamor Air Base is the south sector
Right.
evacuation point. Okay. Again, it's a golf course.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, back to copy. Must have taken off
You saw the
already.
small white one leave.
And as you can see, the MMDA command vehicles are there. This fire truck is spraying water in the air, I guess
Yeah,
to
well, yeah,
prevent.
I think it, behind you see the City of Dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think they're projecting. Okay,
I see.
they're projecting. Pretending that the fire is or was like
Was there.
the City of Dreams.
I see. Yeah.
So the fire trucks came, doused water, and here's the high-rise hose coming up. No?
Can we go back to Villamor, and as you can see, they're preparing the relief goods for distribution. So
Yeah.
can we talk about briefly, like, what is the important thing to remember when giving out relief goods, or what are
Okay. The relief goods should be the basics.
okay?
And probably shelter in times of need. They're carrying a mannequin. Carrying a mannequin there.
In the LRT2 depot, there seems to be a victim or a mannequin, a
Yeah.
substitute for a victim. They're
See-
probably set up a triage area.
Yeah, but it would be nice to carry the victim.
Wait.
It depends on possible injuries. Normally 3 or 4. No?
I see.
If you can see, that woman was so stiff already.
Yeah. This is exactly how it would
Yep.
be.
Yep, simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
here,
this is what 8 scenarios. Okay, when the big one comes, you'll have A million of them.
How,
A million
how,
of them.
how would you prioritize, if you were the overall commander, how would you know where to prioritize and where to send your resources?
It's a numbers game.
Right.
Okay, it's actually a numbers game. The more you can save, the better. So your priorities where there are poor.
In this case, survey or at least establish in terms of idea what are the areas most affected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we see MMD rescue mobilizing. Again, with the scenario here is a collapsed structure. You have a
Yeah.
house, and then you have a car that was hit by a lamppost or electric post, and the person is trapped inside that vehicle. So we assume right now that there are people inside that collapsed structure and inside that vehicle.
Okay, but the rest haven't gone in yet. No?
Yes, they haven't
Yeah.
gone in yet.
They're just preparing. Ambulance.
It seems like the police have secured the collapsed structure before the rescuers even came in. Now here, going back to the workers in, this is another way of evacuating a patient.
That's a basket.
That's a basket.
Those are for people who are injured. The first one was, not injured, just needs to get out of the place.
Could slide down very quick. I see.
A healthy individual. This is an injured individual.
And I think we mobilized, which is disaster council is located.
Yes.
Over in Asiana, we have the helicopters of the military, I think, getting ready to depart. Again, they might be doing a heli rappel to bring in people in remote areas, right?
Over in Samar and Leyte, there was so many times that we did helicopter rescue. Okay, baskets, and we to community community. Asiana is
So why would it be beneficial to tap motorcycle riders?
After an earthquake, you will note that the only vehicles that can actually move around comfortably in the roads will be motorcycles and bicycles. What's good with these motorcycle guys, and they're all volunteers, is they can transport goods, they can transport people and personnel. Okay? Doctors, nurses, get other of an safe areas or into hospital. This to me is very vital.
Yes, and they can also send information
Yes,
to remote
yes,
areas as well.
Yes.
So I see some of them have
they-
medical spine boards. Are they
Yep.
actually trained in first aid?
Yes, they are trained. They're trained in CPR and they're trained in first aid.
That's very
So
interesting.
they can bring in things where
To
there
it seems like they
yeah. Maybe
they-
that's where
the equipment.
they're preparing their equipment really. They're actually just preparing their equipment.
And then you see
It's basically a
you see,
chainsaw
Doc,
that cuts into.
right side, they've actually spray painted something on the wall. What do you think that is?
I think that's where they intend to enter.
Ah, I see. So what are they looking at now? Are they looking for
They're trying to communicate to see if there's somebody inside. Somebody's too close to the. No? Because they'll say, step away from this place. We're going to bust it up.
bust it up? And what tools would they have to necessarily break this wall down? Would it be
crowbars.
manually? Crowbars?
Yeah.
Or jackhammers?
Can be jackhammers. There are. No? It's like this. No?
Concrete,
Yeah.
right.
Into cars as well.
Can we check our Agos map now? So right now, we've actually asked people to tweet a hashtag MMShakeDrill where they are at the moment of the earthquake drill and what they're doing. And looking at the Agos map, we have around 197 reports.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back first to Quezon City Hall. What's happening in Quezon City Hall? I think I saw some fire trucks mobilizing a while ago.
Yeah, but not much.
How much? Yeah?
Not much action there.
Okay. Back to the LRT2
Okay. Yeah, I think
depot.
the LRT. No. The other one where you have the collapsed structure, the house.
Marikina.
Yeah, Marikina. Marikina. Not much yet here. Marikina into the wall.
Where they seem like they're talking to somebody on the
Yeah.
other side of the wall.
Yes, it seems so. It seems so. Well, not quite yet. No, not quite yet. Now,
Yeah.
in order to put everything into perspective, okay? Remember, 40% of building structures will be damaged. We are looking at one, okay? One very simple one.
Basically, and we'll need all the support from
Yeah.
community.
So, here is, if everybody can volunteer in one way or another
Right.
to help in your respective communities. No?
And
you
how
don't
long-
have to be rescuers. You can
Right.
work, distributing water, food.
How long for the international community to mobilize to be able to send
Probably
some
3
teams?
weeks to 4 weeks.
3 weeks to 4
Yeah.
weeks. Okay, moving on to Rahay Suleiman. This is in Ross Boulevard.
Is this in Ross Boulevard?
Yes,
Yeah, no?
you
Yes.
see some Coast Guard boats, and it seems like they're
Yeah.
looking for possible victims in the water.
Yes, yes.
Should that be the case?
Seems so, okay? Streaking a... Okay.
Okay.
I don't see what else they're doing. I don't see what else
Maybe
they're
they're
doing.
going to preparing to
Maybe
dive.
they're searching. Maybe they're searching.
Okay, let's move on back to our social media team, and let's check out the reports that we're receiving online via Twitter. And as you can see, this is Congress. No, this is someone.
Very good.
I think someone
There's smoke.
put smoke, and so I think maybe the Congress is evacuating. They've turned off the lights. It looks like the case.
Are the representatives there inside?
Yes.
Good.
Maybe
for
employees of
them.
of the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we check out the Agos map as well?
Not too much. Not too much
Yeah.
buzz here.
So this is the Agos map. As you can see, Doc, there are so many reports. There are about 120 right now. I think I count about 200. These are people live tweeting what's
Yeah.
happening right now. So social media can actually really be helpful when
Yes.
it comes to disaster information management. And information, as we were talking about earlier, is very critical.
Yeah, information is the key.
Right.
How can you prioritize? No? How can you correct things that are going on? No?
Right.
How can you maximize
So-
potential of your crew?
The right preparing to
Look at
move
those
out.
riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to. And they brought in people.
Possible
They-
victims?
yes, they're treating victims as well.
I see. Interesting.
What's nice with this group, the right guardians, is you can actually
Okay.
just the way that they're divided in Metro Manila. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The 4 sectors, because we assume that even they may not be able to go out of their sector.
Right.
okay?
Now, Doc, what about hospitals? How prepared are hospitals, and what's the protocol for the hospitals?
The problem with the hospitals is one, you don't know if it is if it can stand the earthquake.
Right.
Okay. The biggest hospital, the biggest and the newest in the hospital.
I see.
So now
Were there
the thing here is to have what we call like a sister hospital type of relationship, okay? Because the initial patients will be the patients inside. Yeah.
Do you evacuate them? Is it possible to
Well,
evacuate them?
yeah, there are times that you may have to evacuate because when an aftershock comes, then they get hit as well.
Okay, we're back at the Asiana open field, and there's a helicopter seems to be hovering above the ground. Oh, now it's a bit cloudy now.
Yeah. The white helicopter is an ambulance, actually. It's a rescue helicopter.
Okay.
I've used it a number of times.
Oh, what's happening now?
There's the rappelling.
So why would again you need to rappel into an area?
Okay. Because there are some areas that you cannot access.
I see. Okay.
Through land. Okay. Top of buildings. No. In fact, this might be a top of building scenario. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
As I said, probably projecting from the City of Dreams.
And you can extract the patient
Yes,
as well
you can,
via helicopter.
You can extract guests.
I see.
Patients.
I think on the left side of the screen, you can see a couple of people lying on the ground
Yes,
there.
the thing in rescuing is you have to stabilize them first.
Okay, when
before
you say
pulling them out.
stabilize, what does it mean?
Take them out of a critical situation.
Okay.
No?
Stop the bleeding, like you were saying
probably
earlier.
stop the bleeding. Splint the fractures before pulling them out. Where? The side.
It seems to be the. That is a good question.
Yeah. I hope nothing happened. It didn't seem that anything really happened.
Yeah, there seem to be a lot of people running to that direction.
Yeah, maybe something did happen. Now that looks like a real emergency. No, they're either good actors,
Or they just want
or
to
something's
see.
really happening there.
Okay, let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Moving back to Marikina.
Marikina,
They've
they
actually
still
reached.
haven't.
Do you think they've reached a hole? No, not
No,
yet.
not yet.
They're still in the process. So it might take time. Even just to rescue one person in
Yes,
a trap
yes,
in a building. It's
yes,
not going
it
to be instant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
I see.
Imagine. Prepared. A whistle, at least.
Yeah.
A whistle to inform people that
you're alive.
You're there, yeah, because
Yeah.
they won't know. They won't be able to see you.
There were stories of in Nepal people surviving for about 3 days, 5
Yep.
days after. One of them, I think, had just managed to have a can of butter or a
Wow.
tub of butter beside him, so he
Wow.
was able to live on that.
Actually, butter's really good because it's fat. No?
Yeah.
That's 9 kilocalories.
But how long can you survive without water?
Okay, without water, about 3 days, 3 weeks. Big yard. Get out of your. You can survive 3 weeks. It's called actually. A damage to a main will take you 3 seconds. Lack of air, 3 minutes. Lack of food, lack of water, 3 days.
Okay.
3 days.
Now we're back in Manila Bay, and it seems that the Coast Guard boats earlier that we saw are
Yeah.
moving back towards a ship, which is
Yeah.
a Coast Guard ship. So this is a scenario for probably a rescue. Right.
From the seaboard, we don't expect them to be drowning
It would seem that we would need a lot more ships if this were to be a full
That's true.
evacuation
That's true.
via the sea.
That's true. After the big,
Yes, a lot of our coasts are vulnerable, of course, when it's earthquake. Can you explain
Yes.
briefly to talking about liquefaction and
Yeah.
what risks that pose for us?
okay, liquefaction is the sinking of the ground. No, they call it sometimes subsidence. The sinking of the ground because of the loose soil and rock. So it's not really compacted yet. No?
I see.
Unlike some areas like Quezon City where it stands on very hard rock.
Okay.
The areas by the sea, which were former, in Tagalog, they call it bakawan, diba?
Yeah.
Mangroves.
Mangroves, right.
But Navota, and then they just put.
This area here is
try to
a
compact it.
reclaimed land.
This is reclaimed, yeah.
Is it possible that it might?
Oh, very likely.
Sink?
Very likely.
I see.
Very likely.
So right now, I think what we're seeing now is the helicopter hovering above ground, and I'm not sure if they picked up the patient yet. But what does it look like to you?
I think they're stabilizing. It's
Yeah. Yes.
photographer.
I-
I think so.
Other-
In 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 historically, after a big calamity, 80% will be tulala. No, they'll be like
yeah,
zombies.
Zombies,
okay?
really. Like what happened in Tacloban.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 10% will have the survival skills and attitude and preparedness. Okay. The other 10% are what's scary. These are the what you call predators. Okay, they'll take
Yeah.
advantage of the
Are now
dropping again because okay, and we bring
the actual areas,
Correct,
assuming that they didn't, they
correct.
weren't there when it happened.
right.
Yeah.
This is a distribution of area commanders. You know, logistics is a game.
Right.
Um, in my office in the Department of Health before, I had 21 people under me. During office hours, we play chess. Okay, I demand that they play chess.
Really?
Yeah, so they know how to move their pieces.
Ah, I see.
And they know how to look forward, no steps ahead.
Their base distribution has operation aside distribution at the beginning.
Well,
Should they
yes.
stockpile relief goods?
Well, you know, this is my idea. Okay,
Yeah.
if there's a grocery or a pharmacy in a certain area, no, in a local government or in a barangay, if there's a big calamity, my suggestion is that the local government take over the grocery goods, so they rockers every should step good. Everybody wins.
I
Everybody
see.
wins.
Okay.
No
Now,
loss to the businessman. Okay, I think here in Marikina,
Yes.
this is the scenario where some people are drowning.
Okay.
Or some people fall from the bridge. No? There's bridge collapse, and then there is the people who fall into the water. No? And they have their boats. Now, it might not, you know, the problem with the fall ang why they're ready will end 17. If it happens,
That's might break.
difficult
See.
water.
Yeah. So, like we were talking about hospitals, it seems that the hospital has moved out
Yes.
of veterans in the
Yes.
inside building.
Yeah.
So, is it possible to set up a hospital in tents?
Yes, it is. It happens all the time.
Okay.
It happens all the time. In Haiti, in Nepal, it happened. Even in the U.S. After the big typhoon.
Can we go back to our Twitter feed and check what people are submitting to our all right now, and in tweet hashtag, and a lot of colleges and universities and the DepEd public schools are taking part in today's drill. So
Good.
in most of the major earthquakes that have destroyed, let's say in the Philippines at least, in the 1991 Luzon earthquake happened,
Yes.
are
That's
right. Fair.
even tonight. No, even tonight we're going to have a nighttime
Drill. Will you be there?
I will be there.
Yeah,
I
definitely
will
be
there.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's another challenge when it's at night.
Yep.
Visibility is limited, and of
Yeah.
course, like you said, the fires might start.
Yeah.
So here,
in Marikina. Yeah.
what is the
They-
triangle
they-
that
they-
we see? Did they actually reach the wall?
He's not. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I see someone coming out. Yep. They cut it. They cut a triangle in it. and they're pulling out the person. That's good. That's great. That's the person.
Coming out.
These patients normally will be shaking and they'll need a human touch.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's important as well.
Yes.
The ability to comfort the patient.
Yes. Yeah. They'll embrace anyone. Okay. Because it's an appreciation of life, actually.
Now, as a rescuer, as a responder, what's going through your mind? Let's say if you were in their shoes, what you know, what is thinking?
It's or
Yeah.
and it's a life. Can't. That's
Running on a
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
The families might be affected.
Yes. Yeah. That's why you'll see that many of the rescuers are young. Okay. They don't have families.
They can still take care of themselves, and they're risky. They're risk takers.
Yeah, they're risk takers. So that's how I started, actually.
So there's a certain rush that you get out of doing this kind of activity.
Yeah. And from my experience, Filipinos are natural rescuers.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
They like helping. They like helping.
Hindi naman usi. Hindi naman
Well,
nag-uusi.
no, not Uzi. You know, you give skills to the Usisero.
Yeah.
He will move. He will move. Okay.
Okay.
Road clearing.
We're back in
this is-
SLEX.
Yeah, road clearing. You know, clearing is often overlooked. It's one of the most important things you can do. No? What you should do is already plan it. Where do you think rescue will come from?
Right.
If it comes from the west, then you clear the west.
Right.
Okay. Where do you think your food will come from? You know? If you're expecting to come from the north, you clear the north.
So here back in Asiana Open Field, they've actually moved the patient to the helicopter. So the helicopter landed,
Yes.
and they moved the patient, and I think the helicopter's expected.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably also no, we can't tell. No? In one of the
Near hospitals as well.
Yeah. Now, let's really hope that our hospitals can withstand. Okay.
Are private hospitals mandated to also assist in emergencies?
Yes, they are.
See.
By law, they cannot reject. Okay.
Should we go now to our Twitter feed? And as you can see, people all over
Nice. Where is
have been
this?
practicing. This one I think is, this is in a school,
Okay.
in Highway Hills Integrated School. Okay, let's
Yeah.
move on to the next.
I'm not very fond of that the notebooks that they put at the back of the head.
That won't protect you?
It won't at all. No, it can take out dust, but dust won't kill. No? So if you make a student look for a notebook, spend a couple of seconds looking for a notebook, and there's
Aha.
oh yeah,
Over
there,
here, you can see on the stairwell
people are
of
evacuating. No?
Tower 1, people evacuating.
Tower
So,
one off.
of Ayala.
Oh
Ayala
yeah,
Center. Yeah.
nice, interesting.
So stairs is really the way to go.
Yes, there is.
Don't
the way
take the
to go.
elevator
Because the mechanism may jam. No?
and you'll get stuck
yeah,
inside.
Yeah, and even the structure that's holding the elevator might jam. Right.
Drill. And I know in Fort Bonifacio they had one recently,
Yes.
last July 23.
Thursday, I think last Thursday.
So they're anticipating that people will be
Actually,
camping out
tents
in
inside.
Villamore Air Base
Yes,
instead
yeah.
of tents.
Yep.
So
That's what I
let's talk
intend to
about
do with my family.
after the first 3 hours. What would be the next 72 hours like?
Go to prepare your shelter.
Okay.
Because when it's sunny, you're gonna get burnt. When it rains, you're gonna get wet. Okay. Prepare your shelter, and going into buildings is not a good idea. So tents make much sense.
Okay.
Okay, tents make much sense. Just get a regular 4-man tent. You can put your family, you can put your goods inside. No? Don't bring your it anyway.
Right. Right.
But have a tent. Have a tent ready. Okay, and for me, the best training is go camp here and next year. your family.
Okay.
Look
What
at
is happening
this.
here? This is in Workers Inn. So this is just a few feet from where we saw the rappelling.
Okay, yes. So
Okay,
this is a car, a vehicle that got into an accident, burned.
Maybe
and
they just, I
maybe
think
a
they just had
post.
put out the fire. But it looks like there's someone trapped inside.
Okay, yep.
I hope this wasn't a new taxi before they used it.
No. One of those confiscated or carnapped.
They're wrapping something inside. They're putting some blanket inside.
Yeah, but they actually got it from inside. No?
Uh-huh.
I saw them get it from inside.
Or maybe just to protect the passenger from
Yeah.
the glass. Would that be possible?
Probably.
When they open it
probably.
the
Yeah.
top.
That's right. Okay. They do that. Able to cement into
They had that to the a simulation of death.
the dead. The dead. Yes.
That's important as well.
Yes,
in
yes.
a disaster.
Yeah.
Why
Please,
would that
think
be?
about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Okay. One, it has to be systematized so families can look for their
Of course. Yeah.
dead. No? Two, it offers great psychological shock. Okay, to see dead. So you kind of keep them away from public view. No? And three, of course, for hygiene purposes. No? And just
So-
to respect the dead.
So even during a disaster, it's important in the immediate.
I saw in week there's still the content back normal everyday work.
Right.
And then they said, well, they're dead anyway. No? So,
There are no lists, though. I mean, people don't really take down lists of survivors or the dead. In
they
this case.
should. They should.
Yeah.
I see people from UNTV. UNTV is a good organization to work with. Okay.
They're prepared. They're not only media, but
yes.
they've actually done
Yeah.
a lot of training for disaster
Yes,
preparedness.
yes, and they do it on a daily basis. In fact, they search around for people in need of help. TV that
Your fee. See a lot of students taking classes from Teresians,
Yeah.
taking part in shake drill,
the,
doing duck cover and hold. Again,
yep, that's good.
that seems correct. That seems
yeah,
right.
that seems good. I would rather they not Indian squat, no, and that they use the tripod stance.
just to make sure that they can move
that
out
they
quickly.
move out quickly.
Yes. Of course, there's a benefit of having a shake drill that people evacuate the malls very quickly,
Yeah.
and so if you're one of the first customers back in, you have easy
Yeah.
access.
Right.
Of course, Philippine Red Cross is always active. They're set up their own site. You can
Yeah.
again tweet what did you do during the earthquake drill. If you haven't tweeted yet, you can send it to #MMShakeDrill and send it to @rappler.com or @move.moveph.
Now let's see what else is happening. Back in Asiana, I think they're done.
So, for responders and for the government, what would be the immediate priority? Let's say we're now in the 5-hour, 3-hour mark.
Okay.
What would the government have to do next?
They're supposed to recover.
Okay.
They take stock, make an assessment,
Right.
take stock of the damage. The incident commanders should get back together and now make more detailed plans. Okay, they come together and each one will say, okay, this is what happened. No, I estimate this kind of damage. I
Okay.
estimate number of dead, and the national government can supply. They supply. If they can't, then there's word out to the international scene.
Right.
And go, we need this kind of help. We need this kind of food, medicine, and we need it now.
Now.
Okay? It's better to be specific. The number, the amount, the quantity, the volume of whatever you need, and the date when you need it. Personnel, resources, no? And all.
Yeah, of course, we're in a precarious situation because we're not only in the capital, in the almost could
Of course, yeah.
functioning.
You report. Uh, you say like the international airport is unusable. Okay. Uh, you may try Sangley. You may try Clark. So all the reports come in. Somebody
Yeah.
calls and yes, Sangley's
Open.
yeah, open. No, Clark is down. Okay. Then everything's directed towards Sangley, and now they make the plans to the one to probably get.
So goes in the back, and
Yeah.
now they're cutting through the top portion.
Yeah, the machine is called a jaw of life.
Okay. Why wouldn't
It's
it
like
be
a
simple
big
just to
scissor.
open the door?
Most likely it will be stuck.
I see.
So you can actually cut the top. You can actually even cut the doors with the jaws of life.
I see. Okay.
They're like scissors that can cut through steel. Okay? Large scissors.
Now, in cases where you have multiple rescue teams in one area,
Standing the scene. That decision. The second team, no, but the first team thinks that they can handle it. They'll tell the second team go somewhere else.
okay.
If they think that they can't make it, then they tell the second team.
Second team.
Yeah, go take our place. We look somewhere else. Okay. That's why it's important that people in this ministry, no, of rescue and survival, that they work together properly. No?
So it seems
And they
like
know each other. Yeah.
going to the ASEAN Open Field, digging.
Yeah. Probably. And put you have a waterlogged pit, no? That will decompose the body even faster.
So body would take normally about the body decomposes immediately upon
Yes,
that.
yes,
right?
yes. But if exposed to water, it'll decompose much faster.
Okay, back at the workers' inn. They're about to lift the car up like a can of sardines.
Yep, there.
That's so
it
very
goes.
light.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
And then they can pull up the
Is that a real person or a mannequin?
now
For
maybe transport of personnel.
Here's another question. In terms of evacuation, you have different people with different capabilities. So
Yes.
maybe people with their own private helicopters or their own private boats.
Right.
How does that happen
Again,
where you can
yes.
police everybody?
Yeah. Again, the organization should be done ahead of time.
Okay. Right.
Okay? When Yolanda and when have five
Okay.
in group, they made their airplanes available to rescuers. So, but they made it available to private rescuers and not to government rescuers.
I see. Okay.
So us private rescuers ended up getting to the site ahead
Head
of
of
the
the others.
government.
Yeah.
Why? Because we did our homework. Okay? We already
Had everything planned.
yeah, we had a plan. We had partnerships forged already. No?
I see.
Before aggressive
And extract
Yes. What you do is, as I said, you have to stabilize the patient. So if you think that the patient has a broken neck, you have to stabilize the neck. If you think they have a broken spine, stabilize the spine. That's what they're doing now.
Even before you start moving.
Yes, yes, because if the neck has a little damage and you pull and it gets strained, you will actually be the one to cause the
see.
death of the patient. Okay, so here they're still working. They've been doing this for a while. You know, they
.com. Questions. This is happening. You're watching Manila and probably in Philippine history.
and this is a good thing for us, folks. This is a really good thing.
Do you think this should be done every year?
Every year, if you want to do it twice a year, even better. But let's do it better next time.
Yeah. Doc, we have a question. Can you bring in from social media? Could you bring pets to the evacuation centers, or
Yes,
should you
you
just
can.
leave the pets at home?
No. You know, for many people, pets are part of the family.
Okay.
But be sure that they are tamed. Be sure they don't more with the nets and all.
We have a pet. They can be.
Sounds good. Pets stress. This it's good to have your pet with you. No?
Yeah.
These guys are getting data.
Yes.
They're getting data from sources. I don't know if it's patient data, food data. I don't know.
Going back to the community and talking about how a community can manage, what are the things that need to be set up in a community? Let's say in a barangay or in a village.
Yeah. They should have the process already
Okay.
identified, no? And volunteers there. Okay? So you have a volunteer team like a fire brigade, a team.
Yeah.
Would be right. I call because people to those who have the skill and I just assign them. You go, okay, this barangay wants to be trained on this, so I call this person, train them. Or
So for
this
those who want to
village
get in
wants
touch
be
with
trained.
Doc Mike, we'll probably put your number, your email,
Yes, yeah.
maybe a website we can link you to.
Okay.
Also over in Marikina, we have the other scenario that was initially talked about. A lamp post or an electric post collapsed in a car, trapping the driver down. Maybe, yes. Just right.
Yeah.
Chop.
But in the car is down. Better
Okay.
than you might want to keep some space already for your legs. Okay? Just in case it crushes all the way to the level of the window. Okay? The bottom part of the window.
Right.
Okay? Because that's where it starts getting strong. Okay? From here onwards,
Okay.
down, no? That's
From the
stronger
base.
than the window upwards. Okay? So be ready, okay, to do that.
Going back to, let's go back briefly to workers in, and it seems there's still another
Yeah.
patient trapped in.
The rescue the blue cap. I
Yes.
think side of the yellow. It's being covered now. I think she's stabilizing the patient.
I see. Just trying to, like you said, provide some comfort, some level of
Yeah,
assurance.
and probably putting braces on the neck, braces on the back,
I see.
and then there's a spine board that's being ready. Okay? They're pulling out, okay? Making sure not to bend the spine or injure the neck. They pull out. Is that a real person or a mannequin?
Seems to be a mannequin.
Okay. Pull out and they carry the legs as well. Okay. Here they are. Injured patient. The
Equipment that every community should have.
yes, yeah, but see, you have to be trained.
You
Okay.
can't just use a spine
Yeah,
cord.
you just can't use it. No? There's a way of using it. In fact, you can even make your own, out of kawayan and the blankets and all. But funds into the purchasing of these equipment.
So this is what we see. As you can see, like that's probably just one of how many
Correct.
real earthquake.
Now, it's good that we're doing this so people don't panic when they see it, no? Because the awareness is high now.
So you can see another partner of Rappler NYC, Commissioner Ding Dong Dantes, Youth Commissioner Ding Dong Dantes, assisting in the evacuation with Gio Tiongson there. And this is where, again, close-up shots of what happened in
this is
Marikina.
good. This is good,
So
yeah.
they seem to have sprayed something on top. Oh, that was graffiti. I thought it was like a marking, but I do see some markings, like in
Yes.
in the
Yes.
U.S. after Typhoon Katrina, Hurricane Katrina, you would see like markings with an X. What does that mean?
That it's cleared. Okay?
Cleared,
Because,
so-
yeah, when they do clearing operations, they go house to house, they mark it. Okay, so if another team comes in, they won't come in to clear anymore.
Here in the Rappler office, we also took part in the drill, as you can see. This is
okay,
us.
that's your office.
When we're on the 25th floor of a building in Ortigas, which is probably very close to the fault line, so
Yeah.
we took
Yep.
this seriously.
Yep, you should.
And again, this is another one. This is probably in.
That's here.
That is here, yes, yeah.
Is that a car that they chopped up?
Aha. So, again,
Okay, that's crowd control. Okay.
crowd control is very important.
Oh, very very important. Very important.
It's like everybody, like you said, everybody wants to help,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not everyone can help.
Okay. More so, no? Maybe the next time we do this, Zach and Rupert, next year, that we try to get, volunteers, no? Or volunteer groups to come in. No? Now that we know at least, no? I should say this is a very successful drill.
You
okay?
think so? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Were your expectations met?
Yes, I would say so. For awareness alone,
Yes. So here we see what we were trying to find out earlier. If there was
Yeah.
anything happening in Manila Bay, the injured participants were being transferred to a Coast Guard boat.
right.
Yes. So again, what would indicate to you that this was a successful drill?
The number of people who participated and who are aware. Okay, this will become doubly successful when we can actually sit down and assess what happened, review, study, and make suggestions on how things can be better the next time we do it. No?
Right.
Let us mobilize more people. Okay, not only the schools, but even offices. I got many calls from offices saying, "What do we do, Mike? No, what do we do?" I said,
I hope they didn't call you up yesterday only.
well, some did yesterday. Some did yesterday. What are we supposed to do? I said, talk to your building management. And many of them said, nothing. They don't know anything. Okay? So anyway,
Well, now is really the time
Hopefully, yeah.
to now that we've done at least the first stage of the drill. Now is really
Yes.
the time to sit down and
yes,
plan and
yeah.
prepare.
See,
and
now we have
anticipate.
baseline. Okay? We have baseline. People are saying, I saw this, I saw that, I see pictures. We should splash this all around Facebook, really. No?
Yes.
By tonight, no? Maybe 10 times more than those who participated would have known about this
Yes.
drill. Okay? This has to be followed up with more information, no? More suggestions. Open it to the public. No? Open it to the public. What do you suggest we do next time? What do you suggest we try? That again is the same jaw of life.
Jaw of life. This was earlier the lamppost that fell. I think they had cleared it already.
Okay.
So now they're trying to extract the person inside, who actually is a I think, a live person.
Inside.
Not a
yeah.
mannequin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one.
So what do you think is going to be the impact of this drill to the psyche of Filipinos? Do you think people done the drill? Or will it actually
well,
spur them to do more, to prepare better?
What's good that with the fact that they did it, no, not anymore.
Yeah.
They won't be as scared. You know, you get scared when you don't know what's happening, or you don't know what to do. That's when you get scared.
I see.
But when you have an idea, no, there's a little more light, no, in the room, and you know that it's not that difficult. Okay, but then again, it makes you aware that there's really much more that to be done, especially when it's scaled up. Okay, and if these guys can teach these guys, can teach those guys, and they, you know, and they start sharing
the knowledge.
Yeah.
Becomes part of muscle memory.
Yeah, and then
maybe.
the private sector comes in.
Yeah.
Then we have a nation that is together. Okay, we have a nation that can act as one. Any threat, okay? And I say that tongue move together. Because same. It's the same.
Whether
thing.
it's a disaster or emergency or it's I think they still heard you there. So, to improve though, is there any areas where you are on areas maybe that you didn't cover in this drill?
I think the most no?
Okay.
Evacuation of buildings, of schools. No? I think that's good. No? That's for the people. This might even have been best for MMDA. Okay,
right.
that they were able to go through this.
Well, a lot of people and to the MMDA for being able to coordinate this with the different local government units,
Yes.
considering that there is no central authority for Metro Manila.
Yes, yeah.
And hope that each city has been able to learn from this
Yes.
and to be able to improve on its existing disaster preparedness
Uh-huh.
plans. If they have any gaps that they've identified, this would be the time to identify them.
That's right. Yeah, I think a workshop should be done. No,
Yeah.
local government scenarios here have 9. Okay.
Right.
Then you say, now you can say that these guys are good.
Looks like in LRO, so the LRT2 guys just took a picture.
Of course.
Looks like
of
they're
course.
wrapping up
Yep.
their operations there.
Well, what's work without a selfie?
Yeah.
Okay. You
Versus
see,
ours
they
time for photo.
opened the.
It seems like the van or the car is different from the people rescuing. Like a different group that's
yes,
just trying.
yeah.
there for
The ones that
extraction.
open are the ones in charge of the machine.
I see.
Okay. And the ones that rescue are the paramedics. So they're specializations.
And why is everyone wearing a helmet? What's the importance of a helmet?
Because you don't know where you'll be. You don't know where you'll be entering. For we want to code it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say you can tell immediately. No, someone with an orange helmet can do this.
Okay. So let's move to the Agos alert map. Again, this is a specially designed map, and I'd like to show you briefly what we're doing now with this. We can actually grab tweets live.
Yeah.
By show you in our data the different areas of the rainbow division of the quadrants of MMDA.
Rainbow division.
Rainbow
Nice.
division, that's what they call it because it's
Yeah.
Oplanyakal and it's a division. And then also the hospitals, you can see the location of the hospitals or the evacuation centers. All of this is from MMDA, this is official information.
And you can download all of this?
And you can, well, the map is always online, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
always view it
okay,
anytime
that's
you
good.
want. And this
Great.
is the way to help your family and your organization
Okay.
plan for the next disaster.
Okay, and that's not yet adaptable to.
Yes, soon
phone.
there will be a mobile version of this.
Okay, because
but
that
right
will be
now,
important,
Yeah,
no?
that's
That
going to
will
be
be
important. And the best part about this is that you can actually use it in real time to update. Let's say if you have 500 employees in your company,
Okay.
and they're scattered all over the Philippines.
Let's say there's no mobile access to phones and all
Right.
that stuff. Can you still get to
We're
this?
working on with different partners now that you might not even need mobile access to be able
Yeah,
to
that's the-
communicate.
yeah,
And this is
okay.
what they call a mesh network, where you can send information via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So
Wow,
two phones
okay.
connecting to each other, maybe at a distance of about 200 feet.
Yeah.
And then you
Okay,
create a
just pass
network that is not dependent on a single operator.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really interesting, and I think we have to develop such technology.
Yes,
No?
actually, I think in Pasig
And
City they're
access.
going to be testing tonight. That should be interesting. So tonight at around what time?
At 7.
At 7.
Yeah.
It's going to start a Pasig City nighttime drill. This is to test the capabilities of Pasig City at night.
You know, Zach, with our experiences here in Metro Manila, no, and probably with the leadership of the MMDA and the RMC, we can actually be leaders in the world. okay?
Why do you say that?
We're Filipinos, very creative, okay, and you know we have all the practice.
We have all the typhoons and the disasters too.
Yeah. We can practice. It can be our contribution to the world. No? How to do things right, no? In times of emergencies, using technology, organization, no? And a people, no, that are willing to help.
Okay. Well, I would think that hopefully from this event, we take our disaster managers and responders more seriously and professionalize
Yeah.
their what do you call it, their job, because as a lot of them, I understand, especially in the provinces, are not full-time professionals.
Yes.
They are
Yeah.
either security guards or clerks who
Right,
are
right.
been seconded to the
That's right.
disaster group.
Correct. Yeah.
So how do you think we can do this? Or
Okay,
what should we do?
I've tied up with a group, no, from Colorado. It's the
Yeah.
IDRN, no, International Disaster Response Network, the biggest international private response network, no, in the world, no, IDRN, and we had discussions over the last couple of months, and we're willing to train and badge actually. Yeah, we're willing to train and badge. No?
Yeah.
Them you know this team is of international standards.
So, do you think there should be like a single standard for training in the Philippines, or is it possible to have multiple standards, but at least
You don't need
Okay.
as long as it's recognized and they're sound. In fact, I want to even make or set our own standards in the Philippines. This is how we are. We base it on a U.S. standard, the IDRN. No? I would like always to better things. No? And it's not far in my mind that we can be better than the other international organizations.
Right.
No, we can. For me, it's in our blood. Again, it's in our blood. No? So one day I can almost see that we'll actually be better. When I was training in '93, and I started my training in disaster with other people from other countries, I can actually say, not humbly, but I can actually say that, much better than many first world countries.
Really?
Yeah, because we had experience, we had the proper questions, the proper orientation, we asked the right questions, and we could imagine the problems, that they couldn't, they really just couldn't. They assumed so many things.
Right.
Us, we said, but what if? Because there's so much but what if here.
Yeah.
Okay, we bring them to the hospital. Then I asked, but what if your hospital breaks down? And they couldn't
So there's each.
Again, I'm telling you, there's a lot we can teach. No?
I see.
It's just that probably they have more capability now because of resources and training. That's where we should invest in. Resources and training, because personnel-wise, we're tops. I'm telling you, we're tops. No, we're really good.
Okay. So before we end, I mean, this is really has been a very eventful, probably 2.5 hours or 2 hours prior to the actual earthquake drill. It happened really fast. We didn't
Yep,
expect it.
yep.
That's exactly how an earthquake would happen. Like I thought I still had 2 minutes, and then it just happened. Different people, you know, people evacuating. I hope business is normal.
Normal.
There's a lot more people every day.
Yeah. If you can keep out regarding this through Twitter, that would be good.
I see.
Maybe you can come up with a question, no? Where were you? What did you do? What did you feel? And all that. So there's a response, no? So you just keep on getting this information. We can learn a lot from them.
And how would you assess, overall today's earthquake drill?
For government, it was fantastic. Okay, it was good. It was great. No, they really should be commended. For the sector, if more participation, that would be good. No? Yeah, a number here and there. If there can be more participation, because I felt over the past week that there were many other organizations that didn't know actually what to do.
Yes, I think that's still we could do a lot more in terms of
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Reminders, what now that the earthquake to the stand, people be doing home.
Imagining in short, it may come, prepare for it. No? Imagine that there's an earthquake now in your area. How do you prepare for it? Okay, and work on that stuff. No? Work on it. Prepare your mind. No? Prepare yourself. Prepare your family. There are resources that you need to prepare. There's an attitude you need to prepare, and there are skill sets that you need to prepare. Okay.
And Doc Mike, maybe you can give your email address so they can contact you?
Yeah, you contact me through my email address. That's jmvvergara. Okay? So that's jmvvergara.com. So just you regarding training. I can help you regarding planning. And I can help you by answering any questions that still remain unclear in your mind.
Yes, don't forget, you can still send us questions on @rappler.com or at MovePH. Again, we'll still be covering today's earthquake drill. There's still a lot happening. Tonight, there's going to be Pasig City, which you can, again, find on Rappler.com. So I'd like to thank Dr. Mike
Thank you
for giving us such a great insight into what all of this that has happened today.
Yep. We'll do it again.
Yes.
We'll do it again.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Okay then.
Okay, I'm Zach Yuson. This is Rappler.com. Thank you for watching.